Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to Polywar's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue using Moltres, the Flame Pokemon. This is our final Pokemon in our Fire-type playthrough series, where we're trying to figure out the best Fire-type in Generation 1. Next week will be an analysis video where I break down and kind of rank all of them. This Pokemon does not have a lot of good things going for it. It has like one thing going for it, and everything else is like works against it. Let's go over that one thing real quick, which is its stats. It has great stat distribution, 90 HP, 100 attack, 90 defense, 125 in special, which in Generation 1 is attack and defense, and then its speed is 90. Across the board, that's pretty good. If your worst stat is a 90, you're probably a solid Pokemon, more or less. But the other things with this Pokemon do not work well. It is in a slow level up rate, so that's the first thing working against it. And the other thing it has working against it is its moveset. The level up moveset is Peck and Fire Spin to start the game. Not very good. Peck isn't horrible, but it doesn't pace well with the game. And Fire Spin is god-awful. But we're going to use it for certain things. It's going to make some battles, like, winnable at lower levels, just because it's such a random move. It can not hit at all. It can crit. When it hits, it works like rap. So if you never used it before, that's what it does. But it has 70% accurate, 15 base power, and 15 power points. So it's kind of garbage. Leer will be great early, but we don't have access to it early. It's not great late in the game. Agility really isn't useful with this Pokemon when it comes to boosting its speed because it's already pretty fast, but it does do the badge boost glitch where we will use it for that. And then Sky Attack, kind of a garbage move. It's like Fly, you go up in the air first turn and you come back down and attack second turn, but here's where it's not like Fly. Well, it's more powerful, so you have that Boomer Bust kind of capability with this Pokemon, this move, I should say. But the first problem is when you're up in the air with Sky Attack, you can get hit still. You can get put to sleep, you can get poisoned, you get paralyzed, all those things. Fly doesn't happen. You're basically immune to anything when you fly up in the air with Fly. And then the second part of it is Sky Attack only has 90 accuracy, whereas Fly has 95% accuracy. It's way more accurate, and there's more power points with Fly. You can't even sweep a whole team with Sky Attack. And with a chance of missing, you're not going to be able to use it. It's just not a feasible move. It flies a little bit better. And Fly's not great because you can't delete it if you need to use a better move. But Fly is probably one of your better options once you get access to it. And then I'm not going to go over much of the TM moveset. There's just not a lot of options here. Double Edge is probably our best physical move. Fire Blast, obviously we're going to use that. Swift will have a shelf life. We'll probably use Rest. We'll probably use Mimic. But with this Pokemon, there's not a lot of things going for it. And that's pretty much it. It's the Fire type is also not great in Generation 1. Fire type moveset, its level up rate. Like I said, the only thing it's got going for it is its stats. Let's go ahead and dive into the playthrough. The first Pokemon we have to face is a Squirtle. Our rival has a Squirtle. His name is Derp. We named our Pokemon KFC because it looks like it's fried chicken. No pun intended there. Well, pun intended. I'm lying. But Squirtle's a pretty easy win. We get the win over our first rival. And we're going to move on to rival, as some people call it 1B, but I call it our second rival. And the reason we're doing this is because just to get out of the way, this Pokemon needs to get access to as much speed as it can. And this will speed up the run, not having to backtrack. So using Fire Spin, we avoid getting Sand Attack, which is the biggest problem with Pidgey usually. And we get the knockout on Pidgey. And with a combination of 3 to 4 pecks, we knock out Squirtle, get the win. We level with level 7. And now we're going to move right onto the Bug Forest. And right here, we just want to get some levels. With a slow level up Pokemon, you kind of got to grab levels early. Because at some point, the game will outpace you when it comes to levels. And you're always at a level deficit. Now we're going to find a couple ways that we're going to get around that. You can use rare candies, but I like to save until the end. That's the best time to use them with those slow level up rate. With a fast level up rate, doesn't matter. Or even a medium or a medium slow or medium fast level rate, doesn't matter. But early in the game, you do not want to be using rare candies. And with the slow Pokemon, sometimes it's a strategy to use rare candies in certain positions, like places you get them. But with this Pokemon, we're going to save them all till the end. So now we're going ahead and go into Brock's gym. We're facing Million Light Years Trainer. We're going to go ahead and use Fire Spin on the Diglett. You're watching this, so you're seeing how often this move misses. And it's supposed to be like a 70% chance to hit, and it feels like 50-50 every time we try to do it. We knock out Sandshrew. We don't have enough power points, I think, to get through, so I left and came right back. And now we're going to face Brock. He is the Rock Gym Leader. He does not have any Rock moves, so it's not as threatening as it seems. We're going to go for Fire Spin. Fire Spin will take a couple turns, and as long as it doesn't miss, we'll be fine. He can't attack us back. We outspeed both of his Pokemon, so we don't have the problem here where we won't be able to outspeed and beat his Pokemon or anything like that. So we knock out the Geodude pretty fast. We took 10 damage because I was trying to save my power points for Onix. Onix Fire Spin's doing pretty effective. What we don't want to do, though, I think he just initiated Bide. And if he initiates Bide, we don't want to attack into that. However, we are able to sustain the battle, make it so he can't hit us, and get a pretty easy win over Brock Wakanda Forever. And now we're moving on to Mount Moon. Not a lot in here. There's a couple trainers that are pretty easy experience yields. There's some with like 2 bugs and one with like a couple grass Pokemon, so those are easy. But we do have to, this is a mandatory fight we have to face. It is a super duper nerd. He has fossils. We are already down to the Voltorb. We only have 2 Fire Spin left, and we have Peck. So we don't want to get Peck disabled. It's actually been disabled already, so that's why we're not using Peck right now. But we get a pretty easy win over him, and we grab the Dome Fossil as usual. We always grab the Dome Fossil, and I knew if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask anyway. Actually, go ahead and ask. Comments are good for YouTube algorithm. And now we're facing our 3rd rival battle. Comes out with a Pidgeotto. As long as we can hit Fire Spin and prevent him from using Sand Attack, this battle pretty much should be a foregone conclusion. We're going to take some hits because this is how Fire Spin is. It's not very accurate. Rattata comes out, Peck, or Fire Spin, either one. There's another miss. There's 3 misses in a row. So there's our there's 4 misses in a row. So you see how unreliable this move is. That was 4 misses in a row of a 70% accurate move. You'd think it, 7 out of 10, it's 70% of the time. It's more than like 1 out of every 2 usually should hit, if not more than that. So we beat our rival. Now we're gonna go face Misty. Now this is a blunder on my part. I thought I'd try it. We do not outspeed the Staryu, and that's the real problem with this battle. So the real strategy here is you take Bide and you beat the Staryu. You initiate Bide, and Starmie, hopefully she doesn't 1 or 2 shot you. And you'll deal back the damage she does double. But the problem is we don't outspeed the Starmie, and we actually probably could have won here because I think in this battle, in this attempt, she goes for like X Defend or something, and we could have probably done pretty well. But we get the knockout over Staryu. We still take 13 damage points. So X Defend. If we'd have gone for Bide right here, we might actually won. Bubble Beam crit, so we wouldn't have won, but we would have had a chance there because she chose a different move. We're gonna just backtrack. And this is one thing that costs some time. So we're going to go face our 4th rival battle. He's going to come out with a Pidgeotto as per tradition, and we're going to go ahead and go for Fire Spin. We get a pretty easy knockout on the Pidgeotto. The rest of the Pokemon, as long as we hit, are pretty much a foregone conclusion. We 1-shot, but with 3 wraps, but 1 turn. We knock out the Eradicate, we knock out the Kadabra in 1 turn. Wartortle looks like it's going to be at least a 2 or 3 or 4 shot. It's a 3-shot. We beat our rival, and we go right back to Missy's gym. This time we are outspeeding, so you get to see the strategy that I was preaching in the first part. So Staryu comes out first. We go for Peck, and it's going to go for an X Defend. Not a big deal. We're still able to knock it out pretty easy. Move on to Starmie. Or initiate Bide. So what Bide does is whenever you initiate it, the next 2 or 3 turns of damage accumulation, it deals it back double. And so we get a pretty easy win in that battle over Misty and move right on to Rock Tunnel. We're already at 2 resets, and right now we're about to gain the 3rd. So we're facing Geodude. We're not doing that much damage. Rock Throw is very useful against us, very powerful. For a move that is 60%, or is it 55? It's 55 or 60% accurate. It hits way more often than I would like for against me. But when I use it, it seems like it never hits. But anytime the opposition uses a low accuracy move, it never seems like it's the same kind of unluckiness that you have. But it is what it is. We're now facing the final Pokemon, that Boomer the Hiker. I always call him Boomer because, he goes boom. And Rock Throw, if we can just hit, knock it out. Oh my god, we're out of power points. We're going to lose this again. He knocks us out again. So we got to go for a 3rd attempt. So there's 4 resets before we even got out of Rock Tunnel. This is not, Rock Tunnel. This is not good. It's not good for this run, and it's not good for this Pokemon, but you probably already knew that if you clicked on this video. You've probably seen a video before with Moltres, or you know what it's capable or incapable of. So we got to win this time, so Graveler, as long as Graveler doesn't hit a Rock Throw, we're fine. If he self-destructs, we're probably okay. Yeah, we can tank that, that's fine. And so we beat Boomer and move right on. Earlier I said that there was going to be a way that we're going to try to keep up with the level curve of this game. And one way is by going in here. And though this is not a really great place for experience, we're going to get a lot of quick wins because Peck's going to 1-shot or 2-shot everything because we're flying type. And really there's not much they can do to us. So I thought I'd go in here and gain a level or 2. We were at level 27 when we walked in. So if we can get to level 29, I'll be tickled pink. And those levels will be very useful going into the next phase of the game. And at the end of this battle, we're going to get to level 29. So right there's 1 level we've gained. Actually, no, it's 2, 28 to 29. And now we're going to go ahead and face this last couple ones, and hopefully they'll give us enough experience to get to level 30. and 30 would be great going into the next phase of the game. We still have Erica, we have Giovanni, we have Bellsprout, or I'm sorry, not Bellsprout Tower. I've been playing a lot of Gen 2. We still have Ghost Pokemon Tower with a Ghost Star in our 5th rival battle. So Peck is obliterating this guy. Very good. We just need one more. We'll heal up, and then we'll go ahead and face the final member of Cobra Kai. There we go. Items, potion. And we'll give one more potion, full health. And we'll jump right into this battle. We're going to save just to be safe. We're going to jump right into this battle. And we got to level 30. That's good. So I don't think we're going to get to level 31. These Pokemon are 7 level higher than me. Holy crap. I didn't know that. I forgot they were that high. That high of a level. So Peck is a 2-shot on both of them. We don't get to level 30, but the next battle we have pretty much get us to level 30. We backtracked and faced Lieutenant Surge. We didn't want to backtrack and face Lieutenant Surge after Misty, because then we'd have to go back to Misty City and then go to Rock Tunnel. So we just backtracked. Swift is a 2-shot or 1-shot on all the Pokemon so far. We survive a Thunder Shock. It didn't really hurt us that much. We get the knockout over Surge, and we're going to move right on to, I believe it's Erica. Erica is the Grass Gym Leader. We are Fire Flying, so there really shouldn't be much problems with this. And we have added Fly, and Fly will 1-shot all of her Pokemon without any kind of issues at all. So we added Fly, we got rid of some other moves, and we have Peck, Fire Spin, Fly, and Swift. So that you know you're kind of in a dire straits for moves whenever that's your move set. But we get the win over Erica. It's a pretty easy, convincing win, and move right on to Giovanni. Giovanni is in his Ivy Tower looking down over. Actually, he's in the basement, isn't he? Oh no, he's on the 4th floor, so I was wrong. So we go ahead and take out first Pokemon, which is Onix. Fire Spin actually comes in very useful against this Fire-type Pokemon. So Fire Spin one more, and there we go. Get to knock it over the Rhyhorn, and now Kangaskhan comes out. Double Edge we've added. Double Edge is a good move, but the problem with Double Edge is it does deal back damage as recoil. So there's some downsides to it, but you know we gotta do what we gotta do. It's the best move we got available to us at this time. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to do Fire Spin on the Pidgeotto. He doesn't get a chance to attack us or anything like that. Move right on to Growlithe. Growlithe is a 1-shot with Swift. We are at level 35, so we're way higher level than them right now. And to be safe, I just went for Fly on the Execute, Swift on the Kadabra, and one more Pokemon we have to deal with, which is Wartortle. We obliterate Wartortle with 2 Swifts. I'm going to move right on to the next part, which should be Koga's Gym. Now, Koga's Gym is rough because we don't have anything great. What we really have is stall tactics. So we can stall out the fight or go for Fly. Fly, critical hit, 1-shot the Coughing. Very good. Fire Spin on the Muck. We don't have a great move for Muck. So Fire Spin is just preventing it from hitting us or poisoning us. So we miss a Fire Spin again, and we get poisoned. So now we're on the clock with this battle. And when you use the Pokemon can use Fly, it really just puts us at a deficit. Now, good news is Swift can attack through any kind of Axley drops, which is why I'm using it. Wheezing comes out, and it's the final Pokemon, and I just don't think we have enough to knock it out. We also don't have enough health to take on either. So if we can just get a good 1-shot here, but I'm pretty sure we'll knock ourselves out. I thought Swift might be enough, but it's not. So we take our 5th reset, and we're going to play through again against Koga. Now we're going to use Fly. Fly is a 2-shot. Swift attacks, knocks it out. Very good. Fire Spin on the Muck. I think that strategy still works. The problem is he's using like X attacks and things like that, which makes his attack go up. We should do one more, and one more can knock it out. Very good. We have a decent amount of health going into the Coughing. Fly goes up, Fly comes down, critical hit, knock it out. Very good. And then we have one final Pokemon, which again is Weezing. Fire Spin on the Weezing. Hopefully we get down the medium health, Fly up, and it explodes, and we don't have to worry about getting hit. It explodes anyway, but we flew up and got away from it, so we don't take any damage. Now we're going to move right on to, is it Blaine's Gym? It is Blaine's Gym. Blaine's Gym is going to give us a huge upgrade over our fire move. So that's what we're going to do right now. First Pokemon out is Growlithe. Fly is a 2-shot. Well, it's a 2-shot if you stop healing. And then Swift finishes off very good. Well, actually, his recoil finished him off, but we got it. Swift got it there. So Swift 2-shots the Ponyta. And then we have Fly on the Rapidash. And with one more Fly, we should knock it out pretty easy. We just got badge boosted right there, because she went for Leer, which upped our attack stat, lowered our defense, and then Fly up one more time. And it's going to keep using these healing potions, which is kind of annoying. Come on, just hit it. And we got to need one more here. Swift, very good. We get the win over Blaine. Blaine's pretty crucial to the success of this Pokemon, because now we can go into our 6th rival battle with a lot more confidence and a lot better moveset. We've added Fire Blast to the moveset, so Pidgeot comes out, and Fire Blast would just obliterate it. 1-shot, very good. Second Pokemon come out is Growlithe. We're going to go for Fly, come back down, knock it out, very good. Execute, we're going to also go for Fly. If it doesn't, well, if it doesn't keep up in its defense. And then Swift, very good. And so that leaves 2 Pokemon left, which one is Alakazam, Double Edge on the Alakazam. And then Blastoise comes out. Doesn't have great moves right now, so we just got to hit it a couple times and knock it out. Not really afraid of old Blastoise here. But we get win over our rival, and that means we can progress right onto our second Giovanni fight. That second Giovanni fight, we're going to go right here, very good. And he's going to come out with, I believe he comes out with his Nidorino. Nidorino comes out. We don't have a great move for it. However, if we go for Fly, come on, hit it. There we go. And we go for Swift next, so we'll knock it out. And now we're kind of on the clock, just like we were with the previous battle. Fire Blast one-shots, very good. Fire Blast one-shots the Rhyhorn, very good. And now we just need to one-shot the Nidoqueen. Well, we didn't one-shot, but we just want to make sure we knock out next turn, because we're getting down to our low health. Very good. We get the win over Giovanni, and we move right on to Sabrina. Now, we have pretty good physical attack right now, so Sabrina's not going to be too difficult, and we're going to outspeed all of our Pokemon. Our speed right now is 137. The fastest Pokemon she has is Alakazam. Kadabra goes down to a one-shot. So does Mr. Mime. Does Venomoth go down to a one-shot? It does. The only question now is Alakazam. Will it go down to one-shot, or will it push us back and we have to do 2 turns? We don't. We beat Sabrina and her whip and move right on to Giovanni. Now, Giovanni number 3 is a gym leader, and he's going to come out with a Rhyhorn. We're going to go ahead and go for Fire Blast on the Rhyhorn. Rock Pokemon have low special. We know it's resisted to us. We're going to go for Mimic. We're going to Mimic Dig just in case we need it. And we're going to go for... shouldn't go for Fly. It's not going to hit it, is it? Okay, it's a ground Pokemon. I didn't know if it would hit it or not. Dig on the Nidoqueen. Very good. And then Dig on the Nidoking. Very good. Like I said, bulky Pokemon. And we have one final Pokemon, and that is the Rhydon. We beat the Rhydon. We beat Giovanni. And we're going to move right on to our next rival battle. Now, this rival battle can be scary, because at this point I thought we'd be a little bit under-leveled. But we're right around the level we need to be at. It's a very good level. It's going to make us effective. We're just one level above the Pidgeot. Now, we one-shot the Pidgeot with Fire Blast. Rhyhorn comes out. And we're going to run one-shot the Rhyhorn with Fire Blast as well. Growlithe comes out. And we're going to go for Fly. I wanted to save the power points. I only have... I had a 2 PP ups, but I don't have that many power points, so I didn't want to waste it on that Pokemon if I didn't have to. Execute goes down to 1 Fly. Alakazam goes down to... Actually, we're going to Mimic Psychic. Yeah, we're going to Mimic Psychic. Because, well, if we ever do it. We finally clicked it. There we go. And we're going to Mimic Psychic, because Psychic is going to give us something to help us out with Blastoise. It now has Hydro Pump, so we do have to worry about that. But Psychic, with our high special, might work very well with it. We're going to go with Fly instead. Avoid the attack. So a combination of Psychic, Fly, Psychic gets the win over our rival. So now that we're in the Elite Four, we're going to look at our stats and our moveset going in, and we're going to talk a little bit about this Pokemon before we dive in. So our attack stat is 166, defense is 154, speed is 154, and special is 195. Our alterated stats on the left side with the badge boosters applied are down below if you want to check them out. And then our moveset going into the Elite Four: Agility, Fire Blast, Mimic, and Fly. So, the thing about this Pokemon, it's the last one in the series, so it should have all the advantages. All the advantages whatsoever. It should know when we're going to have problems, where the problems other Pokemon had, and can we apply that. Well, at this moment, we're at 59 minutes and 20 seconds. So that means we're slower than at least, I think, 2 or 3 of the ones we've already played through as. And so we haven't even fought this, and like I said, there's not a lot of variety here. There's enough that we should be able to win in the Elite Four, for sure. It's just about planning everything out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go into our Lorelei fight. So Lorelei is the Ice Gym Leader, or Ice Elite Four member, I should say. And she's going to lead out with the Dugong Gong Gong. And we're going to go ahead and set up Agility. It can't really do a lot to us. Aurora Beam's okay to us because we are Flying type, but the Fire type resists it, so that's why it doesn't do super amount. But you get the one-shot with Fire Blast on the Dugong, one-shot on the Cloyster. We're going to go for Fire Blast on the Slowbro. Rather than waste my power points, I'm just going to go for Fly. Knock it out very good. And so that leaves 2 Pokemon left. That's Jinx. Jinx will go down to 1 Fire Blast. And Lapras will go down to 1 Fire Blast as well. Critical hit there. I don't know if that helped or not, or if we'd have done it with just the badge boost. But we get the win and move right on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. Actually, we're going to spend the first couple turns with Bruno just doing Agility. Now, it only has Rock, though, so it could have done something pretty bad with that. But now that we're set up, we can pretty much sweep his entire team. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan both go down to Flies. They're not enough. It's they're weak to it. It's an amazingly powerful move against him. And then Fly is not going to one-shot the Machamp, at least I don't think. We actually get a very rare miss, but we don't one-shot the Machamp. We don't have another move, so we got to go for Fly again. We get the knockout, we get the win over Bruno. We don't, like I said, we don't talk about him very much. We move right on to Agatha and her lottery. Agatha will come out, and we might have enough brute force just to get through these things. But regardless of that, I'm still going to try to badge boost a little bit. Agility, Nightshade does a decent amount of damage, not a lot, but a decent amount. We're going to go for Fire Blast and miss. Well, now we're down below half health. That's not fun. And we're at like the perfect level for him. Because right now, the perfect level for Gengar, it's like exactly the half our health using those combined. So Golbat comes out. We did get the Gengar knocked out. Golbat comes out, knock it out. Fire Blast, knock out the Haunter. Fire Blast, knock out the Arbok. Very good. And then Fire Blast on the last Gengar. Does not knock it out. We will go for Fly. The poison damage shouldn't be that much that we shouldn't survive the battle. We get the win. First try victory overall for all three of the Elite Four members so far. But now here comes the tricky one. And that is Lance. Lance comes out with a Gyarados who has Hydro Pump. And he's not Generation 2, so he's not going to go for Rain Dance. He's going to go for Hydro Pump. We're going to Fly. It almost gets a one-shot. We take Hydro Pump. Gyarados is healed. And then we take another Hydro Pump. And we knock it out. Very good. So now we're going to move on. And we're going to go up against Dragonair. We're going to try to set up Agility. I'm pretty sure we're going to take another knockout here. Yeah, there we go. And now we're going to move right on and face Giovanni again, hopefully with better moves. So we got rid of Agility, added Rest. We can still get Agility off of the Dragonair when we knock out the Gyarados, which is what we have right now. It never fails when I add Rest and have prepared to take damage with Gyarados. He comes out and he doesn't do any damage to us at all. Never fails. But regardless of that, we're going to go ahead and use Fly. It'll be a two-shot on the Dragonair. Well, now it's going to be... No, it gets knockout. Just first one must have just been a range. So Fly on the Dragonair. Very good. We're going to go for Aerodactyl. We miss. We're going to go for Fire Blast on the Aerodactyl. We miss again. Do we have any more? We're going to keep missing. One more Fire Blast. We don't knock it out. We're going to go for Fire Blast. We're actually go for Rest. I'm sorry. We're going to heal up. He heals up as well. His is a little bit more efficient healing than mine. Mine was with Rest. It takes 2 turns. His was a potion. But I can't use potion, so nope, can't do it. So now Fly, it's really, this battle's really coming down to the nitty gritty on this. I didn't think you'd heal again, so I'm like, he's gonna have to use a move again. We'll knock him out. It's a very longer battle than what we'd like. Fire Blast is gonna be a 2-shot on the Dragonite. Nope, it's gonna be a 3-shot. And he heals, so now I'm actually running out of Fire Blast. So I'm gonna go for Fire Blast again. He gets burned, we get the knockout, we beat Lance and move right on to the champion. The champion can be a pretty easy battle. It'll also be a very difficult battle. It depends on how you face it. So the first Pokemon is Pidgeot. We want to go for Fire Blast, get a 1-shot, very good. Second Pokemon, we're going to mimic something. What are we going to mimic? It's Psychic. Yep, we're going to mimic Psychic off of the Alakazam. As much as I would love to be able to just one-shot the Blastoise with Fire Blast, it's not going to do much damage. Not going to do enough damage at all. So that would be a waste of time. So now we're going to go ahead and go for Rest. It's not going to do anything but Rest. Leer, 1 Leer, so our stats are modified by 1 stage. Rest again. And hopefully we can get another Leer while we go to sleep. 1 Tail Whip, there's 2. Any more modifications? Nope. He missed his stupid Tail Whip. Now, okay, so now we're at +3 on our defense. I'm sorry, is that our defense? Yeah, it's our defense is -4, but all the other stats have went up. My bad. And so now we're knocking out the Arcanine. Psychic, very good. Knock it out. Fly should one-shot the Executor or Fire Blast, whichever one we choose. Fire Blast gets the knockout, very good. And the final Pokemon, this is why we mimic Psychic. Psychic, is it a one-shot? It's not. Hydro Pump, we tank it because our special is up so much. We get the win over Moltres, or over our rival. Moltres gets clocked in at 1 hour and 6 minutes and 38 seconds. Not a bad time. It's not a bad time in retrospect because of all the disadvantages Pokemon has. So you saw it yourself. It's hugely disadvantaged. It's in the slow level of rate. We finished the game at level 63. There's some Pokemon I went into the Elite Four at level 63 before I gave them rare candies and whatnot. So not the greatest Pokemon ever. It's definitely not the greatest Fire-type ever, that's for sure. You know, there are worse Pokemon out there. I don't know if there are worse Pokemon in Generation 1. We're about to find out because next week, like I said, it's going to do a recap and what have we've learned from all the games we've played and all the data. But you'll be there to see that. Hopefully I see you there. We just passed 500 subscribers, so I'm really happy about that. But now we're progressing on to our next goal, which is 1,000. Just like YouTube wants everyone to progress towards that. That's my next progression. So if you could like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, helps out the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. This Friday, I want to let you know, this Friday we have it's an optimized playthrough of Pokemon Crystal, and we play through as Meganium. Meganium, not the greatest starter in Generation 3, but not a bad starter nonetheless. And you'll see the progress and how we play through there. But that's it for me. My name is JD. This is Polywar's Wrath. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, like I said earlier. And I'll see you guys Friday. Have a good one, and I'll see you.